We now have the CEO of Nevomo, and he will talk about Magrail, how can railways evolve towards the Hyperloop. I'm really looking forward to it. Please welcome Milan Chromik.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you. Dear organizers, thank you very much for having the opportunity to talk about our Magrail solution today. We are really enjoying this event, and we would like to show you what we have prepared for today. My name is Milan Chromik. As said, I'm the CEO of Nevomo, and let me first introduce you shortly who we are. We are creating a bridge solution. We are a Hyperloop company, but we are creating a bridge solution, interoperable one that should be an intermediary solution on the way towards Hyperloop. How do we want to do it? By digitalizing the current railway infrastructure. So we are working on the existing railway legacy infrastructure, and we are bringing new modes of propulsion and suspension to the system. Of course, as I say, everybody is speaking about electromobility today and green future, etc., etc. We have one big advantage in railways, that basically we are green already since many, many years, because pretty much everybody is already running the vehicles with electricity. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on the crossroads today. Most people understand that we are facing major economic challenges in current transportation systems, and these systems are not really sustainable. You can see that this has major impacts on our economy. You can see, and these are EU data from the Statistic Bureau, that it has major impacts on economy regarding delays. It has major impacts on economy regarding congestions, and you can see the numbers, how much harm it brings actually to the economy of Europe. So what is the solution to that? We have, of course, road transportations, we have air transportation, and we have rail transportation. And what is the solution? Shall we build more roads? Shall we go with more cars on the roads? You can see that you can still stand in the same traffic jam no matter what you're driving, right? A combustion engine, electric engine, you are taking a cab, you are still going to end up in the same traffic jam. The same stuff, airplanes. I don't know if you have ever looked at flight radar, but flight radar is quite clear. You know, there is so much congestion that you cannot implement or add additional routes. And railway transportation is the same. Sometimes it's so packed that you have no additional capacity already on the railway infrastructure, so you need to look for other solutions, and this is what we are trying to do. This is a very interesting chart, and you can see that railway, a couple of decades ago, or even hundreds of years ago, was a major system or a major means of transportation. But with Ford, Model T, etc., etc., you had more and more cars appearing, and after the Second World War, with scalable aircraft solutions, you had the same in the aircraft industry. So I guess that you agree with me that we are here just because it looks like this, and railway needs to be changed. And of course, fortunately, we have the European Union, and the European Union drives the improvements, drives innovations. So we have to do or make our railway transportation more sustainable, or the transportation in general. We have to make it multimodal. We have to make it more sustainable, more green, and we have to move increasingly more traffic from roads and from air to the railway. But, you know, is the railway industry really ready for that? And we think it's not. So we have our pain points, right? And I will talk about a couple of them, like inefficient operational model, which comes from long, heavy trains, you know, the steel-on-steel interface. It's still the same. It's basically the same technology that we use since we've been using since 190 years. We have high power consumption in here, and it's caused mainly due to the fact that we have really those long, heavy trains. So we need to change that as well. We have gradient issues. So you know that, you know, if you want to go on higher inclines, and with cargo trains, you can use 2 locomotives. You know, it's still a little of an issue. So a solution to this would be a linear motor. And this is a Hyperloop-like solution, is it? Then we have a lot of friction. So we have mechanical contact, significant wear-off. You know, the higher speed you have, the basically more wear-off you have. So it's also not so sustainable. And of course, you have the noise pollution. And then you have atmospheric environment, which causes aerodynamic drag, so this is a source of inefficiency as well in a way, weather conditions, of course, etc., etc. So you see that we have linear motor to solve the propulsion issues, we have magnetic levitation to solve the friction issues, and then we have a low-pressure environment that basically solves all the environment issues, let's say weather conditions, etc., etc. So these are the three typical elements of Hyperloop. And we were thinking about what to do because, Hyperloop is the future. I think we can all agree that this is the future, but it's maybe a little distant future in a way. And we were thinking what to do, to make it the future closer even. So we said, okay, so what would happen if we took 2 out of these 3 Hyperloop elements or most major Hyperloop principles, and we implemented them on the current railway infrastructure. And we have got our Magrail solution. So this is our solution to the current traffic problems or railway pain issues. And this is how it looks like. So eventually we are going towards Hyperloop. We understand that. We want to avoid the fate of maglev, which is a great technology, but you needed to construct a completely new infrastructure. So we are trying to work what we have now, and we are trying to upgrade it to a solution that is more modern, more sustainable. This is our path, ladies and gentlemen. So we have the first demonstration behind us in 2019. We have done mid-scale tests, however, with a full-scale linear motor in 2020. Currently, we are building our full-scale test track or one-to-one test track in Poland, Nowa Sarzyna, where we should test the whole system in full scale. It should be ready by the end of 21, and we should run the test in first quarter 22. And then, as you might know, we have signed a cooperation with RFI, Rete Ferroviaria Italiana, and we are going to make a pilot implementation together with them at their test track at Bologna San Donato. So this is our path. Ladies and gentlemen, shortly a summary, because we are behind the schedule, so I try to make it as short as possible. We can agree that transportation is going to change. I guess this is clear. We have environmental and regulation interventions. So this is what I was talking about when I was talking about the European mobility strategy. We, as Nevomo, have introduced this bridge solution on the way towards Hyperloop, which is called Magrail. And we bring those 2 out of 3 key innovative components to the current railway industry to make the future a bit closer. So let's live the future already now. And if you, ladies and gentlemen, want to know more about it, I invite you to our master classes. First of them is Magrail as an intermediary solution. It's led by our co-founder, Przemek Pączek, who is somewhere there. And we have a CapEx OpEx calculation or CapEx OpEx masterclass, which is led jointly by Otmar Grein, Przemek Pączek, and Luis Navarro from Zeleros. Sorry, I made a mistake in the first masterclass. Sorry, this is led by us, but with participation of Giuseppe Carcassi and our Kasia Foliante, which is our co-founder as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for attention. I think that, as I said, we agree that Hyperloop is a great future. But if you want to know about a little closer future, maybe, then I will be happy to answer your questions during the panel discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you.